Hello, everyone, and welcome to another weekly outlook. As always, we start off our week by checking the economic calendar. On this specific week, we only have one high impact news folder, and that is the FOMC meeting minutes, not to be confused with the actual interest rate release. This is not the interest rate release, and it's not as volatile as the actual FOMC minutes meeting, but it does not mean that it's not a red folder day. It is now Tuesday, August 18th. There is no news for today, so I expect most of the volatility to be in the New York morning session. On Thursday, we have unemployment claims, and Friday, we do not have any news. So, again, most of the volume for this specific week is expected to be on Wednesday and Thursday. As far as earnings go for this specific week, there is no Magnificent Seven stock on the docket for this specific week, so we can go ahead and just get into the charts. All right, so here we are on the 9-day time frame on the NASDAQ chart. And as we can see, we are in a buy program on the NASDAQ with the current invalidation being here at the 23% of the range, which literally means that we have all of this room here to work with before continuing higher, right? Currently, the first draw on liquidity is the 65%, which is why we have that draw on liquidity symbol there. The second target being the all-time here, noted on the liquidity indicator. And the final target for this specific dealing range would be a 89% being a full green to green model. Now that is a big move. And like I said, we have plenty of room to work with while being inside of a red zone. Inside of a red zone is exactly where the chop happens. And we're inside of a red zone on multiple dealing ranges. So that is currently why we're seeing the current chop. So now here we are on the daily time frame for the E-mini NASDAQ. Day 11 of the Goldbach monthly partition has formed a swing high to come back lower. Currently, same thing on this range. We can trade all the way back to the discount before continuing higher, and it would still be valid because the current invalidation, as you can see here, of the 2187 is the 50% discounted range. And the current draw is still the 89%, which would be a full green to green model from this range low to range high. It is quite obvious that we are going to reach that range high. Whether they want to do it before we reach the actual FOMC minutes meeting is up to them to decide, right? On Thursday, August 20th is the next Goldbach day. That is our consequent encouragement day, day 14 of the month. Day 11 forms the short-term high. Reverses, it is possible that it reverses until Thursday to then continue higher. And the summer months tend to do this. There tends to be a lot of sideways action. That's the seasonality for the summertime months. Just be aware that until we close below the 50%, we should remain bullish and view every move lower as a manipulation. So here we are now on the 81-minute time frame on the E-mini NASDAQ. Currently, we are in a sell program inside of a green zone, right? So this sell program is to be viewed as price distortion. And we should view this move lower as manipulation. Especially once we're inside of a green zone, you have to be neutral because we can form a type 1 CST here. The type 1 would be reaching the 100 just like we've done right now to then close above the 11 to return and continue. That is the best case scenario for today. Now, it can close below this level and overshoot the range, and the only two possibilities that it can do is the flow gate here, and if it wants to be really overzealous, form a low at a discount of the range, right? Which it can trade below the 50 on the 81 as long as the daily candlestick does not close below that 50%. Then these two scenarios are allowed. But the best case is, like I said, forming a type 1 CSD currently right now in this zone. Now, what would tell me that we're going to continue lower is if the S&P 500 closes below this 89%, and NQ also closes below this 89%. If both of them close below that, then it would be quite obvious that we're going to reach the minimum 71% and this 50%. Right? So those are my game plans for this specific week. And as always, good luck and good trading.